Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today are some gentlemen from the Warren County Educational Endowment.
That's right.
Something that people don't know about, all the good stuff you guys do. This is Dr. Tom Patteson and Philip Vaught. Philip's got his hand in a lot of pies in town. I know you're a realtor, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And
Absolutely.
volunteer for a lot of boards. I know you're everywhere. Yeah. Of course, you're a former EDA member and doctor and
retired doctor. Yeah, jack of all trades. I had a farm and all too, as a matter of fact, that I ran on the side.
Yeah. When do you find time to do all that stuff? Oh.
Put my wife to work.
All right, so today you have an upcoming event coming. Why don't you tell us when that is?
Yep, April 10th at 7 o'clock at Skyline Middle School. We're going to have our first annual grant showcase. And so we're going to have some participants from our most recent grant recipients come together. The entrance is there near the gymnasium. And we'll hope it'll be a nice event. We're doing it in honor of John Marlow. Mm-hmm. Who, of course, was the co-founder of the endowment back in 1994.
I was going to say, this isn't a new organization.
No.
To do just your first annual?
Well, and this is our way of reaching out into the community and letting people know what we do, what we have done, and what we plan to do.
Right.
So, it's open to the public, and we really think it'll be a night of good community building. Yeah. That's for sure.
We have had yearly things for the public, not so much promoting it for the public, but for the family and the school system and stuff to come and see what the grants were.
Because you guys done so much behind the scenes for so many years that I know you've helped a lot of our
that's right.
people over the years have been successful because of just a little helping hand that's come up. So what are some of the things that these grants do, and how does that work?
Well, there have been over 200 grants over the life of the endowment, which has been around for about 30 years now. And we've doled out $750,000 in grants. And really, these grants are meant to aid in the enrichment of our students in many different forms and programs and activities. Any employee of the Warren County Public School System can apply for a grant, and then we work in tandem with the school board for these programs to be sponsored. And so this year we have a diverse group of grant recipients that we'll tell you a little bit about.
Okay.
But over the years, we've done a lot.
Well, let's talk about some of the things and the uniqueness of things that we wouldn't think about here.
Let me tell you some of the things.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, one of the things that John Marlow always brought up was the whiteboards, and we actually sponsored one, and it was so. Other schools had them. It was so popular that they adopted it, and the school board took over. And they're in every classroom.
Oh yeah, now it's like a staple.
A staple.
I remember when they first came out, you thought, "Wow, that's high tech," and it really is. Yeah. It is pretty clever.
Yeah. We have some of the programs in the past that have been, I think, important. We sponsored welding classes, and I know 5 to 10 years ago we had a follow-up on some of the things. And they have 2 different types that can get certified for it. And if you're certified, you have a really good opportunity. They were making then $80,000 salaries and like a high $20,000 signing bonus.
Sure.
And so that was one of the other things with the technology that the school system was ahead on that, because I think some of the impetus for this, of course, is back when I was first up here in schools. Hanley stood out, and because of the endowment they had, it made a difference, and we saw that was important. But some other things are we sponsored a program for biomedical engineering, and that got included in a class, and also one for accelerated STEM learning. And those 2 things the teachers say have not only been advantageous for the kids, but they also have helped them get into colleges, into better grade colleges, shall we say. So that was important. We've sponsored things along the field of medicine with recipients that we've sponsored in the past, and again this time. And there's a nurse that gives her own time and to give EMR and CPR to people that primarily the teachers, but also others as well.
You never know when you're going to need that.
Exactly,
Sure.
exactly. That and defibrillators should be
Yes.
everywhere for people. The other thing, I guess, is they have some. We generally, ought to say, decided up front we weren't going to be sponsoring brick and mortar or chairs or buses or whatever. We did have some walking and standing desks, which particularly with some ages of kids and some with certain disabilities and stuff, to have them being able to not have to sit in a chair and be able to get up and stuff, they were a lot more manageable and a lot more productive. And that was something that we did sponsor and to start out, and then of course they took it from there.
Sometimes people can't visualize how good these things will be until they see it.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is what it takes. Just show them. It's a show and tell. Like, we know this will work. Here's one to prove it. And then once you prove it, then more and more people get involved in these things. And sometimes you just got to get stuff started.
Another smaller one. Of course, it initially only affected 15 kids. It was from the Wilson Morrison project, and it was called Shaping Boys into Gentlemen.
Yes.
And what they did was they got them together. They educated them about dress and about etiquette, and educated them about grooming. They took them out to dinner. One of the members would take them out to dinner, and of course, teach them again about etiquette and things that they not even know the knives and forks, and some of them had never seen some of them.
Right.
And this really turned out to be life-changing for some of the
What
kids.
they call it, Boys to Gentlemen or something program. And we did a little story on that a couple years ago.
Right.
And it's amazing when those boys slip on those jackets that they wear. You can just see the whole change in their attitude and things. So that's and people are adopting that program all over the country. Yeah. I've seen
Many
that.
of our grants are going to, some of our most underserved students, and it's really great to see some of the fruition of those programs.
Right,
It's really been important.
You mentioned like the trades, like welding. Now you see a big push, and everybody doesn't have to go to college to make a livable wage. In fact, the old joke, we can harp on doctors over here. If you weren't a doctor, lawyer, you weren't making any money. Or a plumber. Now we have plumbers are making, and the electricians and all that, they're making more than doctors,
That's
So you can do that. You can make a good income in the trades. And right now, we're not, we have all these years where everybody went to college, got to do all this high-tech stuff, and the trades kind of got pushed away. And all of a sudden, now we don't have them as many. And we see what happens.
It's being rethought, I tell you.
Yeah. So it's a whole big movement countrywide of saying, it's okay not to go to college.
Well, the other advantage there too, you don't have not only your time spent in the college, you don't have all of these bills when you finish up. So you're already ahead of the game.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of these tech schools, and again, same thing. All people need is just a little help, little insight, just help me get started, and that's what these grants and things do. So what else you got on there? I know you got all some of,
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be surprised to learn that we're a privately endowed public school system. And Dr. Patteson had mentioned John Hanley High School. I think for many years in the community, we somehow thought that we were limited in what our public schools had to offer. But in many ways, we were above the curve. We were ahead of the curve. The whiteboards being a perfect example of something that was then adopted nationwide.
Sure.
And so promoting some of these programs and an awareness of the resources that we actually have available. The endowment currently possesses about a $1.5 million corpus, which is a significant corpus. Our goal by 2025 is $2.5 million. Okay. And so, as I said, over the years, $750,000 that have gone out in grants is a substantial amount of money that our employees in the school system have direct access to through these grant programs.
So how do people participate in that?
I should say, I had a comment on that. It basically we're dependent on donations, okay? Now, all these things are, by the way, tax deductible, which is important to people. Mm-hmm. We get donations. We get also people will when they have the minimum distribution from the IRA, they can put that in there. It doesn't hurt them so much.
Sure.
They're getting that back. People with taxes refunds can think about it, And then I think probably another large part is bequeaths.
Right.
And we have people
It's a
a
great
lot of times.
memorial.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't think about that, and not necessarily. A lot of them are given donations in honor of somebody, as you were just saying. But it's surprisingly how much money we've gotten over the years from people that, including, I think particularly, there's one little 80-some-year-old school teacher that was retired, and she left a sizable, generous sum to the thing.
And sometimes it's by people you wouldn't think had two
that's
nickels
right.
to rub together.
Exactly.
They were very frugal in their life. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, a lot of our donations over the years have come from estate donations and some larger corporate donations, but we're also interested in grassroots donations. $10 or $15 goes a long way sometimes.
It does.
And so if
it almost adds up to real money.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Our website is wceducationalendowment.org. And of course, you can donate there, and you can also see our most recent grant recipients and some of what we've done over the years. And there's some good information on the website.
Okay, we'll put all that information. Let's talk about this event in April. So when is it and where is it?
April 10th, Skyline Middle School, and it's right in the 7 o'clock, right in the gymnasium area in the awards hall.
There's no cost to come, or
no, it's free and open to the public. The school board is actually having their meeting there that night, and so they're going to have kind of a recess and come out and join us. And we're expecting a lot of people to come and have fun.
Great.
Yeah.
And we're set to have someone direct traffic to tell you where to go in.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, I'm one of the greeters when they come. So
give me the easy job.
Give me the easy
Practicing
job
for that job at Walmart. That's
right.
what
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
There'll even be some music. One of our grant recipients last year was for some steel drums that we have, so that our high school band there are various competitions that they have, and we had another group that engineered and built go-karts, and so we'll have, there'll be all sorts of stuff going on.
It's amazing all the different things that work together to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And to build. And sometimes, we just think it's all about books and computers, but there's so much more.
It's the hands-on stuff. That's where the good stuff starts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, I think it boils down to that, we all need to be lifelong learners. And to continue, our education doesn't end at high school, or college. It's something that we got to do and look. And then helping people is a great learning experience, and this is a great way to help, our community and help our future, our children, our grandchildren, like your grandchildren, right? It's just great. Fine arts always seems to get cut first, doesn't it?
That's right.
But don't realize of all the benefits of these little projects, how they really benefit learning throughout our career.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Well, I did just want to bring it back to John Marlow. Again, everybody has regarded him as a community pillar, and we certainly did lose a community pillar. But one thing that John did before he left is he taught us how to build community. And this is a perfect example and a testament to his legacy. Right. And so seeing some of this come to fruition and everything has really been worthwhile.
Right. If you could just go back from 1994 and think about what happened at that first meeting, and then fast forward ahead and see what has happened over just a few people that had this vision to do this. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
What they did was unbelievable, and it really is. It's a remarkable organization, and as we go forward, we're hoping to honor him in different sorts of ways.
Right. So. Right. We want to encourage people to participate in this. I think it's a great work. Remember, that's April 10th at the Skyline High School.
Skyline Middle School.
Middle School. Oh, I know right where it is, that little library room when you come in the door.
That's right.
So April 10th, Skyline Middle School.
On Luray Avenue.
You may want to say something about how we select the grants real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, that's right. So the endowment has a board of
15, I think.
about 15 community members. And we, every year in September, we open the application process up to the school system, and then there's a window of time that's usually by the end of September. They submit their applications for grants. Then the board meets with a representative from the school board, often a superintendent, Dr. Ballinger, and then we select the grants, announce the grants, and then provide the funding. That process typically begins in September, and we'll have information about that on our website.
Right. All right. We'll do that. We'll put all those links there, and we hope to see you on April 10th.
Yes.
All right. Thanks
Okay.
again. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.